Well, hello, everybody. This is Heather Lockett with Lasting Conversations, and we are about to have some sparks fly. I'm here with Linette Battle today. Hi, Linette.
Hi, Heather. How are you?
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. We seem to just not only hit it off, but you know those moments when there's a certain hum, a certain buzz when you meet somebody, and we're on it. And I just got this little buzz and ding calling to reach out to you this week to have our conversation. And so I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm also appreciative that you heard that calling and said,
Yeah.
I'm going to pencil in this non-scheduled meeting. So
Immediately.
immediately, we don't know why. And in our little pre-chat, I loved what you said about that. So welcome and tell us, well, we're going to get to your hair designs, but let's just go ahead and start with where we started a few minutes ago in
Okay.
that let it be part and in that unperfection part. And what you do is perfection. What I do is has a perfection to it.
Yeah.
But if I thought, oh, I'm a few minutes late or I have a frog in my throat, we let that go. So
Yeah.
speak to all of that in your own let it be moment.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
genuinely, I just started that journey. For me, it's been maybe a month now, because I normally don't do a lot of virtual things. I run from cameras. I speak very well to people in person, but I was afraid that I didn't know enough about technology. I'm 53 years old, so I didn't really grow up in that era, but I run from it. My job is physical, so I work with my hands, not with my brain as much. So I learned that I was holding myself back, not letting it be. I'm trying to be perfect. Oh, do I have this scheduled this way, or the phone turned the right way, or what if they don't like what I say? If I go live, oh my God, they're going to see me immediately. Oh, I would just kill myself with that. So what I did, I would kill my own self. I mean, and what I did was I decided to just breathe deep within myself. Trust God in the process of whatever He created, and everything I need, I already have. And I can't be perfect without just being free. I
That's
mean,
it. Oh my
genuinely.
gosh.
I mean, like,
Genuinely.
like really, to be honest, I promise you. And I decided that I was gonna lay into faith that I'm all that I need. And it's good. So being a perfectionist is not a part of my schedule no more. I'm just being. And I am so excited. I never felt so great in my life. And if I can just, elaborate on that, just be you. Yeah.
This is it. This is it. Oh my gosh. I could say show over, but no, we're really just getting started here. We're really just getting started. And I love your background says live, love,
Thank
laugh,
you.
and it's full of butterflies and joy
Well,
and
thank
freedom.
you.
And you have this effervescence about you that is
Thank
full
you.
of that love and laughter and
Mhm.
expression. So, speaking of expression, and you mentioned working with your hands, you have a shop and I know it's more than just, it's not a beauty parlor. And I think every beauty parlor more known to man, the good ones, it's more than hair or
Yeah.
physical beauty. There is some action happening. There is life happening. There's community. There's a ministry. So
Yeah.
I will say, Linette Battle, you have a ministry
Well,
called
thank you.
Hair Designs, and your shop is called Inspirational Hair Designs and More
Wow.
LLC. And you are the more.
Thank
And
you.
just tell us what it is that you do at the shop, but it's more than, I know it's more than hair. And because believe
Thank
me, I've
you.
been to certain hairdressers and it's a disaster. And I'm sure you've had plenty of clients. It's a disaster because
Yeah.
someone is so not into what they're doing and it's robotic. And I know you're a teacher. You have actually uh, mentored and groomed other hairdressers and hair
Yeah.
designers. So
Yeah.
this is also very important, bringing it all together, the passion and the project. So tell us more about you and your shop.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. First of all, you've given me another window to look out by the way that you word things. I really, from I met you, I adore the way you speak and the way you word things. So thank you. Okay.
And thank you.
Inspirational hair designs. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Inspirational hair design. It is, yes, it's more than a beauty shop. Inspirational hair design that name came about as the energy that I felt about what I do. From I was 9 years old, I knew I wanted to do hair. I just really enjoyed making people feel good. I like touching hair. Like I'm still so addicted to hair. I love the smell of clean hair. It's ridiculous. It's just really bad.
Well,
I love
starting
my
with,
job.
babies, you want to smell their hair, you want to smell
Yes,
their
yes.
head. And
I really love my job so much. So with that being said, I can elaborate from the people who come back to me or the people who are with me. Last week, I had a client to tell me, she started with me maybe 2 years ago, and she was on her own, just speaking to me because they love when they're in this salon. I shampoo their hair very well. I really enjoy my job doing that for them because a lot of pressure is in people's head. And a lot of people walk around this world and don't realize that it's not about the style. It's not about the beauty. It's about relieving all the day-to-day pressure from your mind, your body, and your soul. So with inspirational hair design, I have rules. So the clients cannot speak on the telephone when they're here. They can only text, or they can check their emails. They can do anything they want to do. What they cannot do is speak out loud on their telephone when they're here. I don't care who it is, what it is. If it's that important, then maybe that's where you should be,
yes,
and I've
ma'am. Oh
learned
my
this a
goodness. I
lot.
love it.
Genuinely. And
Genuinely.
so I had to battle with the regular day-to-day people because back in the day when I first started out, those were days where we had beepers and different things. And then as people started getting cell phones and
Right.
things like that, I realized that it was too much chaos. I never created a salon when I was young. My goal was, I used to visit all different salons, all different ethnics, all kinds. I paid money. When I was 10, I was paying money to go to salons just because I loved it. And I looked at every flaw that I didn't want to do in my salon. And I realized that it was almost like you said, robotic.
Right.
Robotic. So I wanted to genuinely care. So when I created these rules, of course, there was a lot of fight. It was a lot of fight. Yeah. So they cannot talk on that phone. So I've had a lot of staff that work with me. I've had two sides of a salon, two buildings. I've been through it all, but I have people to come back to me today because of what they knew that I offered back then. But a young lady, the young lady last week, she told me 2 years she'd been with me. I sent her away twice to somebody else because it didn't seem like this was the place for her. I mean, this is serious.
Yeah.
If this is not the place for you,
Then
if you're
don't
not
be
looking
there.
for don't be here.
Right.
Don't be here because
Right.
it's more than hair again. And she told me, she came back after 2 times. I sent her away and she couldn't get away from the feeling that I put on her hair, the way her hair felt, the way her mind felt. And she came back. So I accepted her back and she's been here now for over a year and a half. And she said to me Friday, she said, Linette, I just want to let you know that you changed my life. She says, I'm a different person now. She said, I used to be stressed out. I used to think I had to make up pretty all the time. I had to do this. I had to do that. I had so many things on my brain. She said, you honestly changed my life. Thank you for not letting me be the pushy, rude person that I was. I heard this Friday.
See?
I mean, she almost brought tears to my eyes. Now, Friday morning, she came Friday evening. Friday morning, I had a young lady came in. She's 38. I used to do her when she was young. She moved to Gainesville, but she looked for me. So she came in Friday morning, Miss Linette, Miss Linette. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she said, you don't remember me. And I look at her again and she's like, hi, I'm Avery. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember you. And she just wanted to let me know how she appreciated all my rules, all my everything. And she said, you just wanted us to be relaxed. And I was so against it when I was younger, but now I'm 38 years old and I realize what you were trying to do. And you always loved us. You always cared. People don't care like that, Miss Linette. That just happened the other day. So it is more than hair. And they come to me, they tell me, but we it's just beautiful. I mean, I don't know. I got off late last night. It was a hard night. But I smile to the end. I never get upset. I never be angry. I'm always grateful. I love the people. I love the hair. I genuinely feel like I just got out of school. I mean, I feel like I really just got out of school. Like, this thing is crazy. Like, I love my job so much. And this is real. So I don't do it for the money. The money is my reward
Mm-hmm.
for what I do. And
Mm-hmm.
they pay me because how should I say it? I add value.
Well, but it's a beautiful exchange. That's the thing.
Okay, I like that. See
It's a
how you word
beautiful
that? Yeah.
exchange, right? The
Thank you.
currency, if there's a love currency, there's an appreciation,
Yes.
the passion, all of that, and you get
Yes.
to be honored for your knowledge and your time and
Yes.
experience for what you do.
I like that.
It is very true that many times we do get what we pay for, and I know this, and I go, if we're going to stay within the hair cutting realm. I know that there are certain places, and I'm sure there are gifted people within these certain places, but if you're going to go in for a $15, $20 haircut,
There you
that's
go.
what you're going to get.
Yes.
That said, sometimes, the $700 haircut could end up being with the robot. So it all works out
Right.
in the end. But
Right.
yes, you get you get to honor your value as a
Yes.
professional and as a woman and a business owner and a mentor and all the other
Thank
things that
you.
you do.
Thank you.
So do you want to talk
Yeah.
about that in terms of, you are quite ministerial. You just are. And
Thank you.
so your career has run how long? You said you've had this passion since you were 9, but when
Okay.
did you
Yeah.
really begin? And tell us about some of the iterations. And have you been a teacher? Have you done the shows? And I know in hair, that can get very artistic and very
Yeah.
creative. And I'm sure that even the technologies have changed in terms of products
Yes.
to use. So you
Yes.
are a forefront person. Tell us all about that sort of fun stuff.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So when I told you I started since I was 9, genuinely I did. I made
Yes.
money. I made money from I was 9 years old from hair.
Okay.
Okay. I've always been a hustle mentality. I taking care of myself out. I started young, taking care of myself, which is a whole nother story. At the end of the day, I didn't have to think about what I was going to do. So I went to school in 1993. I moved to Florida from Richmond, Virginia. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia. I left my hometown so I could take my career seriously because they thought being a hairstylist was a joke. But that's not the reason why I moved. But
Right.
God, I feel like God moved me because
Yep.
I was only coming to Florida for 2 days to hang out and come back home. But when I got here, all my dreams started bubbling up inside of me. And I just told them, I said, I'm not going back. Okay. And my cousin looked at me like, what do you mean? I'm not going back. It took us 13 hours to get here, and I can kind of feel my life get ready to get together, and y'all not gonna bring me back.
I so understand. I'm not going to go off on my own tangent, but oh my gosh, I so understand.
Really? Okay.
I could bring tears. Usually you get to the goosebumps, but you're bringing that I could feel my life bubbling up. Right. But it can take a change of venue. It just literally can take a change of venue where it feels so far, because everything we're doing is bigger than us, right? But it can take that uploading of go here, move,
and like
literally
you said earlier,
move and see a different thing, so that your life is now about to take off, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it yet.
Yes, and I was like, okay. So I didn't have a lot of education. I became a mom at 15. So, but I was an honor student. I was very smart. I knew what I was going to be at 9. So that didn't bother my career because I already knew what I was going to be. That was just that.
The beauty of that is I've always marveled at hairdressers and so many other, well, now apparently podcasting, you can do it anywhere. You're not tied to, you have a shop, but truly, if you needed to go another shift, you could do it. You have your gift and you take it anywhere. And hairdressers
we have to learn some, but it doesn't have to be too intense. But it was intense learning in school. But in order for me to get in school, I had to take a test because I didn't finish my high school. So they made me know that I was capable to go to school. So I did that, passed the test. I went to school. And I didn't know about grants and different things. I just learned as I go. So I paid as I went. But I finished in 1994, right? And then I worked as a booth runner immediately. I always made money. In school, I paid for a 1-bedroom apartment with the tips I made. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to take a bag and travel to people's homes and give them a charge and make money. That was my job.
Right.
And when I got out of school, I already had clientele who was willing to follow me. And when I was in school, I didn't use the school products because they didn't have the right products for the hair that I was dealing with.
Mhm.
And the teacher allowed me to have my own products. I just brought them myself and I did my own thing because I didn't ask them to provide the products, but I was always a hair care specialist. From a little girl, it was born in me. My mom did everybody's hair. When I was growing up, she had 4 girls. She would do our hair every week. Every week she would shampoo, clean, and do whomever hair she could help, right? But she didn't look at it as a salon thing for her. She never cared about doing hair. She just enjoyed it, right?
Sure, right.
But I ended up taking it to the next level. So when I got 9, I helped her out, and that's how I started. And it was good. So anyway, I had clientele. So I did booth rent. I did the math. I say my booth rent was $75. I got to catch a cab to go to work. I got to catch a cab to go back. $75 a week. So whatever I paid going and coming, if I make that every day, at least I can go back and forth to work. And then if I can pay the lady the $75 a week, whatever else is mine. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I did that. And I booth rent to maybe 1 or 2 different places. But by 1996 is when I got my own salon, 2 years later. And in Lake Park, I've been in Lake Park. Working in Lake Park, I worked in Lake Park from 1995 to now. I'm still in Lake Park. But I opened my first salon up in 1996. So with that being said,
oh yeah,
go ahead.
I don't want to cut off your sentence, but it's no.
Yeah. So with
there's
that
something bigger in play here. Yeah, go ahead.
It's bigger. This is huge right now, because I'm just realizing I didn't know how to really run business.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to tell you, this is deep, baby girl. I learned about credit when I was 35. I opened my business when I was 27.
Look at that.
All I had inside of me was passion, drive, and diligence. I'm honest. I'm honorable. I believe in doing what I say I'm going to do. I had another young lady that I raised up in the salon. She came back to me a few years ago and she said, Miss Linette, because I had started teaching exercise outside. I don't know if you guys ever seen it here in Lake Park, but I was teaching a lot of people exercise and nutrition. But she said, you always do what you say you're going to do. And I looked at her and I never knew she listened to me like that. But she came back to me as a young adult, maybe 19, 20. She says, Miss Linette, you always do what you say you're going to do. So my diligence is what drove my business and kept me afloat. Because out of everything, and no matter what people have been through, I never had to close. So I opened up in 1996, but and I had lots of people I trained. I give my passion away all the time with that, but I'll get to the part of the education in a minute. But I want to share with you that in 2018, a car drove through my salon right here.
Oh my.
I don't know if you guys remember that crash.
Oh my.
It was a big crash.
Big crash.
And the police had to get me out of my home at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh,
and they said, oh, your window is broke. A car broke your window. So I come around the corner and literally the car was inside of the whole salon.
Oh my.
And it was just little old me trying to figure it out. I broke to my knees. I only cried once or twice because I believe in God. I mean, I really believe in God, and I stood. And everybody thought I would close down then. I didn't close. I figured it out. God is just amazing. I just want to say that this place obviously has a purpose that's bigger than what I knew.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. It was going to be a deal to sell the building the next morning on Monday morning. And on Sunday night, a car crashed through. I didn't know the building was selling. But I'm the type of person who I put down all laminated wood floor. I did so much work in here. And the owner to the building, he loved me. He was amazing. He was getting older and he had to make some decisions for his own life. But God didn't want him to sell that building at that moment without me knowing, and with me being handed over to somebody who didn't know who I was. So every time somebody would rent a building out here, the owner of the building would take me to see the place because he wanted to know what my vision was. Because I changed two places. I had one side, then I moved to another side. So I had two of his buildings. Anytime something would happen, he was like, "Oh, Linette, I think this side will be good for you," because he knew I was going to fix it up. He knew I was going to make it beautiful, and he didn't have that vision. So anyway, he ended up seeing me through the crash, getting me back going, even monetary, he gave me about $5,000, you know.
And so he hadn't even, that deal was
He
off.
couldn't sell it at that moment because the crash stopped the sale. They couldn't sell the building until I get my place back built up. And with that being said, he realized he was getting ready to leave me with somebody who didn't even know how much value I put inside of this place. So he also told me, don't put no more value. And he also just, one day he gave me $3,000. The next day, he didn't have to do anything. He loved me. We still love each other. I mean, he even brought his grandson here to meet me and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And then the next few days, he called me back. He said, "You know what? I want to give you more money." He gave me 2,000 more. So it ended up being like 5,000. But it took time. I got my clients, a lot of clients left. People are funny.
Right.
You know, a lot of clients. I mean, I don't know how I know how I made it, but I want to say I don't know how I made it because a lot of people left.
You know, it's a funny shakeup. Sometimes these weird things just sort of shake our tree, and weird things like having clients leave. But then again, that broader perspective in ways that we don't know about the building sale, it's all extraordinary. It truly is. And here you standing tall.
And remember, 2 years later, COVID came, right?
That's right. That's
right. Do you know mentally COVID did not affect me?
That's
because
fantastic.
The accident had already trained me. Look at that.
There you go. Look at that.
Look at that. You know,
so I want to, it's going to tie together perfectly, because where I was thinking a few minutes ago has to do with, you know, again, everything that's bigger than us, but that from a young child. And again, I'm sure it's a story for a whole nother day, but if you hadn't finished high school and now you get to a business owner, and entrepreneur and mentor and more, and more. So
I work for the company
but that's just it. So, but so many people can get stuck in I'm not at school, or I'm not good enough. I don't know my value. You succumbed that, and you've done it anyway. You didn't know about credit. You didn't know about business per se. And yet here you are, an absolute business mogul in your own way.
Business. Exactly. I didn't know nothing about business, right?
Right.
But
you're doing it anyway.
I had dreams. And I went and saw this building, and I said, I want my salon to be right there. And I asked a couple of people, let's save $50 a week, and then we could just do this, but they never did it. And I promise you, I had no savings account. I promise you, I had no money, but I made money. I was pretty good. Like, I had a good clientele, but I didn't know about, I just helped my family back home. So I was a person who take all my money and help my family.
Right.
But I make money every day. So no worries, right? Money coming tomorrow. I'm okay. But every time I dreamed, I would get it. But the company let's go to the education part. Okay.
Sure.
Let me tie that in now, because that's where the business etiquette and business learning came from. Right. So Ashtay Products is a company. It's going to be 30 years old this year coming up. So that's the company that I work with. I went to a hair show and I found out that I love these amazing products. They were very professional, and they have an etiquette to teach cosmetologists about finances. They teach us about credit. They teach us about business. I went to a credit boot camp. I went to a business class. We have business classes all the time. And
so you were able to get your mentoring support to launch?
They drill and they drill and they drill. And so That's where I educate
Yeah.
at. So I work for Ashtray Products. I work with Ashtray Products. Um, and I go all over the world. I've educated in Trinidad, Jamaica, Bahamas, Canada. We're now trying to get to Africa. But we go all over the world. We're global. So I work the big hair shows,
Hmm.
the Bronner Brothers, the Premiere in Orlando. They use me for their microphone. I'm the I'm an educator on the products. Like I'm a product guru. Okay.
Right.
So I talk on the microphone. I explain what everybody's doing on the hair stage. All my coworkers are working. And I'm like, oh my God, look what she's doing. Do you see how? So that's my thing, right?
Yep.
But I'm an amazing seller of the products. But I teach hands-on training classes in small settings when we have other things. But when we go to the show, they want me to talk to the people.
You're the uplifter. I'm forgetting the term, yeah, you're the, it's more than an MC. You're the hype person, but it's in the best way, of course.
Yeah.
You're the preacher lady. You're the.
They say when I get on the mic, products start selling, people start coming. And sometimes people sit there all day just to hear me talk. Well, and then the people who work, the people who work the convention center, they will come to me and they will say, "You made my day easier." And they brought that part. Yeah, they brought that out of me. So.
Oh my gosh, this is.
But I do educate, and I'm starting to do some education here at my salon. I'm going to be doing education on body sculpting, which is a non-invasive way for people to lose weight and fat without going to these surgeries and harming themselves.
Now, how are you doing it? Because there's cryotherapy and the little gizmos that
heat.
run over.
I'm also like
the heat. Okay.
I don't do the cold therapy. I use the body contouring with the vacuum therapy. I like to use the ultrasonic waves. They are amazing. They break down that fat like it's going. You know how a jackhammer go through the concrete?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like, and it really works. Like I only do what works, right? I only sell what I will pay for.
Yeah.
I only sell what I will pay for, and I live the life that I offer. So I'm never going to just be doing this like a robot because it's my internal self is what I do. But can I just tell you this? I have a 28-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. So in 2018, we had just opened up the body sculpting side and the car crashed. I opened up body sculpting in February. The car crashed in June. And my daughter I found her niche. She loved body sculpting. And she loved, she went to school so I, from a girl not knowing anything, I raised up a daughter who's been a business person all her life. She's never been broke. She graduated. Both of my kids graduated, but I got two. But my daughter has a full-blown salon for body sculpting called Perfectly Sculpted as well. And she's a moneymaker. I'm quite sure she makes more than me. So look what birthed from me. So I just want to say that I really have a full-blown businesswoman who runs business. I mean, she's crazy about it. And that makes me know that my journey was even more worth it because I educated my own child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to help some other people. I want to mentor. I do. And I love mentoring. And I will share anything about my story. My life is an open book. There's no skeletons in my closet. They run free.
I just got the vision of them jangling around and dancing. Right.
Just run around, run free. Because I want everybody to know your life means something.
Right.
I mean, so I'm educating now. I'll do hands-on training classes. All the education I'm going to do in the salon is going to be hands-on training. So if we're doing hair, they're going to hook up a mannequin. Mm-hmm. Okay. If we're doing bodies, they're going to learn how to work those tools. And we're going to learn everything. We're going to learn their book work. We're going to learn the physical part. Then I'm going to give you a piece of me as well, which I always give people more than what they pay for. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, you become top of your game because it's not about the money. You're going to get the money, but it's about how did you make the people feel? Did you give them the best service you could offer as a person? So I want to kind of like really put that out there. So I'm just beginning the journey of educating for myself at the salon. I have a big space here, so I keep hearing the word from the Lord. I keep crying about this or that, and genuinely, we all have our cries to God, right?
Absolutely.
We all have cries to God, and you know
Well,
what He
that's
says
what makes us human, right?
Yeah, and
Right.
He's like,
If
you
we
have
didn't cry,
everything
we'd
you
be the
need.
robot. But yeah, we got to cry and laugh.
So
That's right.
and laugh. So when
Yeah.
I cry out to Him and be saying, God, I want to do this and I want to do that and I need to do this, He says to me, you have everything you need. I promise you, Heather. When I keep hearing that little voice saying you have, and I look around this place here and I go in every corner and I look at how much space I got. I look at how much equipment I got. And I got everything I need. And all I have to do now is utilize it, stop being afraid, stop being perfect, and just teach the people and just do it. So I don't know. This newfound imperfections,
Mm-hmm.
the release of trying to figure out they smarter than me or are they better than me or they're more educated than me. I've been educating with this company for over 20 years. And if I can do it for them and I can do it for me, and I mean, they're my backbone. I'm going to continue to do it for them. They mean a lot to me.
Right.
I will never, I can't see myself ever not being there. So I will always teach for Ashtay products. They are the leader in the multicultural hair care industry right now. You can look them up. Ashtay products, we go on big vacations every year. We do business class. They have a motivational live on Facebook every morning at 6:30 for people, just of regular things, nothing planned, just to motivate you into being better and more of who you are. But that's the kind of company I work with. And that's the kind of company you are. I mean, when I met you, the reason why I'm talking to you today, Heather, is because when I met you, your energy level, it just bounced. Look at the smile on your face right now. I mean, look at this.
Well,
This
because
is
I'm doing one of my most favorite things with an amazing person that we just
thank
get to
you.
have joy and bounce off each other.
Yeah, man. I'm so glad I met you, and I'm glad that we're doing this. This feels good, and this is definitely the path I'm on. So thank you for really doing that. I mean, you are feeding me. I don't know. You know how when we say we line up,
Mm-hmm.
your spoon, the food that I'm eating from you, I'm 100% sure is a part of my journey. So the reason why I met you is I can't explain it yet. Like, I can't explain it yet. I can only act on it every time, and I know where I'm headed to now. I'm so excited. Like, I'm really, really excited. And Sunday will be my first educational class for the body sculpting, and I'm making everything affordable for people because I see where people, like, from where I came from,
Right.
with nothing. I had 2 pieces of outfit in my bag when I moved to Florida, and they were the same outfit but different color. I didn't even know how to and for months I wash it because my family wouldn't send me no clothes because they wanted me to come back home.
They thought that was a trick, right? We're going to get her back. No.
I'm a leader. I am the leader of my family. I'm knee to the baby. 4 girls, 1 boy, but I'm the one everybody look up to. I'm like the oldest in their brain because
right.
Yeah, because that's what I do. I mean, I lead, I do, I lead, I do, I love, I do. That's what I do. So they look up to me and they love me for that. But yeah, that's what I do. I lead the family. So once I said I'm not coming, my mom, she never would say much. She didn't give me a great time growing up, but that time, she looked at me. I mean, we were on the phone. I said, Mom, I'm not coming back. And the boy, he was like 4 years old by then, four, get ready to be five.
Your son.
And yeah, my son.
Mhm.
And that was my first kid, the one I had at 15.
Mhm.
And I was already living on my own. I lived on my own since I was 17. So I was still living on my own when I stayed here. But I called my mom and asked if she would keep him until I figure it out, you know? And I was always a great mom. Like my son, his favorite cereal are Raisin Bran, okay?
Mhm.
You know, I didn't play. I wasn't that. I was a real mom. I cooked food. I didn't go to fast food. Okay, but anyway, she said to me on the phone, and that was the day that changed my life. I felt unworthy a lot in my life. I went through a lot. Another story we'll talk about again. No skeletons. But she said, "You always do what you say you're gonna do."
Mhm.
Now she never said nothing nice to me like that. I mean, and I didn't know she felt that way, and I was like, okay. And then she kept him with all the love she had. And I would go back, I would catch the train and go visit, but I only brought him once I was stable enough. I was finishing school and I brought him at the end. I was still in school when I brought him, but I did go get him, you know?
Right.
And that was that, you know, but she did. She allowed me the space to not have to make him struggle here while I figure it out.
Oh, that's just some grace right there because my brain a few hops ago was going to ask, had there been some forgiveness from your family about your
Yes.
move? Because I know plenty of families, they literally cannot forgive somebody for leaving them or making a new life. So within your share here is
Hmm.
nothing but grace, whether it was
Yes.
spoken or unspoken.
Yes.
That
And, and
allowance and that
And that
space to let
question,
her baby
yeah,
fly, who had another baby, and she
yes,
did what she could
that's what she could
to
do.
grow her babies and her
Yes,
baby's baby.
yes. And then
Wow. Right.
what I did in turn was I brought so many of them here. So many
Okay.
went back. So many stayed. I have a nephew here that I raised. I raised when I had my daughter, I was 27. I mean,
Hmm.
25. I had
Okay.
her at 25. I was really settled. I was like a 40-year-old girl at that time,
Hmm.
honestly. I'm not even gonna
Right.
lie. I grew up quite fast, you know?
Right.
And I raised one, two, three. I brought three of my nephews because I had another sister. She had five boys. And I gave her grace. So I wanted to show them whoever I could show a new life. So for about 15 years, so from about like 25 to 30, 40, I shared everything I had with my family. I even moved my mom here. I paid rent for her for a whole year. She didn't have to pay anything. She only brought groceries. I mean, I'm talking about light bill, cable. I did everything and paid my own bills. We couldn't live together, definitely. I knew from young, yeah, because I
Sure.
get on her nerve. I mean, because I like things a certain way. From I was a little girl, the same way I have the rules here, the same way, I do this. I always had my own toiletries. I knew what I wanted to use as my toothpaste. I used to get on her last nerve, okay? And but I provided for myself.
Sure.
Like I said, I made money from I was 9. So I would just live a certain way. And it
But that's
and
okay. We can love people. We can't live with everybody. Heck, we can't even take a weekend trip with some people that we love dearly. It's
yeah.
just because we can be in physical proximity
Yeah.
and then sometimes not. So
So I decided to just
right.
pay her bills for a year, but then she went back
Nice.
home. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She went back
Oh
home.
my gosh. Oh
But
my
I brought a
gosh.
lot of my sisters here, and they went back home, and but my nephew ended up building a family here. But then most of them, because of what I taught them here,
Yeah.
they're so amazing, and they have grown, and they're amazing from what I taught them here. I still
Right.
have letters in my Bible they used to write me when they be like, "We just not used to all these rules," and so that was the forgiveness. I changed the family trajectory. Yeah.
There you go. Paradigm shifters,
Oh, is
right?
that it? Yeah, I like
That's it.
the way you
We're
word it.
paradigm shifters, but changing that family dynamic and that family
Well, thank you. I
trajectory.
like the way you
This
word
is
that.
Yeah, no, this is, but it's very important and it's great to really own it. And so that you own
Yeah.
it and
Yes.
people will come and people are coming and flocking. You have your own flock. which is fantastic.
And the nephews and them, they come back and they thank me, and they. I swear to God, it was a struggle, taking them from out of the way they were living and what they were used to now making them wear T-shirts underneath their collared shirts and teaching them how to do this and that. And now I promise you, I get hour-long phone calls from my 40-year-old nephew.
Nice.
We had kids young, but now they talk to me and they raising their own kids, and
Right.
yeah, it's amazing. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
So what are some of the Linette rules that you've mentioned for your shop, you've mentioned for your family, and maybe I'm going to call them guideposts. What are the guideposts in your world that are, you had the no cell phone chatting.
That's one
for your
thing.
client. That's huge. What are some of the other Linette guideposts to life that you are instilling?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So with the client part, the only other thing is I had a poem that I wrote, and it says, this is a place of inspiration, not frustration. If you're feeling away, please make your appointment for another day. And if this is your regular mood, then maybe this is just not the place for you. And so with that being said, if you're grouchy and mean, and if two or more agree, we don't want you here. We just don't want you. We love you somewhere else, right? Because we all want to harmonize. So the way I have the salon structured is women must get along, okay? I deal with men as well, but not as many men. So I don't have people, you can't bring other people to sit around with you. There's no hanging out. We have no children. I used to do children back in the day, but I realized when I mixed the children with their parents, I am a old school parent, which is it take a village to raise a kid.
Right.
If your kid is disrespecting you, your kid is disrespecting me.
Right.
So we're not going to have that. So I stopped the kids because then I would lose my clients because they don't want you. Some of them got to the point where they think their kids can just be rude to them, and that's okay. It doesn't work. So we don't have kids. We don't have extra bodies. Okay.
Because all of that, it takes away from, you're trying to have an experience for your client to relax and be for them, their own self-care. So within the discipline and structure and less chaos of the noise, you're also at the same time trying to offer their own
and that's
breath.
What they get. Do you know every time they leave, I promise you, Heather, every time they leave, I even got a new man client. I do the foot detoxing, and I've convinced him to start getting shampoos. He booked every 2 weeks now. But every time they leave like, wow. But guess what? Their husbands love me.
Sure.
Their husbands, they love me. And because the woman now is a different person.
That's right.
Coming home.
If she's not feeling a certain witchy way coming home, just leave it. You can just leave it. It.
So that's my rules for the salon. So my rules for growing up the kids.
Right.
Okay. Their education is their payment for their sleep, their food, everything they get, they must go to school. None of us graduated. My mom had 4 girls and 1 boy. So the goal is to get these kids to graduate. The goal is to get these kids to get education and bring home something they could maybe help us learn, right? But we were all very blessed and bright. All of my sisters, and my brother is amazing. He just is amazing. He was the oldest, but the boy, he's so smart. He don't have to think to be as smart as he is. And I think my son is the replica of my brother. My son is an honor student all the way straight through school. He was amazing until he got about 17. He went through something in school and they expelled him. And he was an honor student. He was a law magnet program. He was working with Cersei, Denny, and Sorolla. He was doing his internship, paid scholarship. He had everything. He always had A's. In the summertime, I put my boy in summer school. They had to stop. They was like, Miss Battle, he can't come to summer school because they're like, he don't need school. But they didn't understand where I was coming from.
Right.
Why let him run the streets when he could be here being smarter and learning, because of the fear of them not graduating or them not learning. So I made sure that they didn't wear their baggy pants. Their clothes had to pull up.
Yep.
They had to wear undershirts under their collared shirts, and they must speak to adults as if they are adults. And they didn't have hard home rules. That refrigerator was free. They could move about the house very well. I keep games. I kept pool tables, and I love table tennis. I used to play table
Oh,
tennis.
ping pong. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Oh
champion.
yeah. All about it.
So,
Yay.
when I grew up, we had a park across the street, so we had an outlet,
Right.
So I created an outlet at the house for the boys, but they just had to be mannerable. They had to wear their clothes properly. I agree with the teachers, so you can't
Mhm.
tell me the teacher treated you bad. We're gonna figure it out together because I believe in adults taking care of the kids together. And I taught them all their morals. I mean, they just had to do it right. You clean up behind yourself. When I got all my nephews and I had my son and I had my daughter, so I would buy everybody color coded washcloths and towels. You
Nice.
can't say that person
Yep.
did that.
Yep.
They could have their own cereal box. What was yours is yours. Um, Nobody has a right to really dig into your things. I taught them structure as far as you can't just demand people things, and you have to work for what you want. If you cook, you clean, They at 9 years old, everybody start doing their own laundry. Yeah,
Yep.
and show them how to separate and everything and do that. And my oldest nephew, he called me, he made me laugh because when they get out the shower, a lot of kids mess up the bathroom so horribly. My
I
mom was
know.
particular. My mom was crazy about cleaning. She was a foster kid, so she got dogged out a lot, about cleaning. And so she kind of put it on us kind of hard, but I appreciate it because I kept everything in my life. My salon, people like to come during COVID because they know it's going to be clean.
Yep.
So, I kind of appreciate it. But when they get out the shower, I taught them how to dry off properly to where water is not everywhere. And my
Yeah.
nephew called me the other day and he was like, Auntie, I taught my kids that, but that thing really worked. He said, Auntie, this is awesome. He said, we used to be mad at you. We didn't understand what that was all about. But I taught them etiquettes, man. I taught them everything I could teach them about being mannerable. And they some good boys. They stick with their kids. They pay for their kids. They all together, to be honest, they've been with the people since they probably was 17 or 18. They don't marry. We didn't marry a lot because my mom raised us to be single. That's what she knew. She went through a lot. She was married to my father, but he died when I was 4.
Mhm.
But whatever she went through is somewhere still in her brain, rest her soul. She passed about 5 years ago. But we were raised to be strong, single women, And so our boys didn't marry a lot, but they stuck and stayed.
Mhm.
They're with
And
their
that's
children.
of huge value. Huge.
They're with their children, baby.
As
When I
long as
say
there's
my baby,
love, right? As long
woo,
as the love is there,
they
that's
heavy
all.
love. And
That's
we love
real.
each other. So when
Right.
we're together, their friends be looking like they be wanting them to go with them, but they want to be with us, their aunts or whatever. And we love each other. We tell each other, oh my God, I love you so much. And we hug each other. We love each other. So I made another level
Yeah.
of family after what we had. What I created with me being, I'm loving, I'm caring, but I'm structured. It drove them crazy at first. They alienated me for a while when they got like 16 and 17. I'm the one that couldn't be coming to the barbecues and stuff, but oh
Right.
well.
Oh well.
But
Well,
now
because sometimes that has to happen, right? To grow
it
your
did.
own wings,
Yeah.
you have to fly out of that nest a little bit and not
They
right.
love me now. They
Right.
they love me. They send for me. They look for me. If I
Oh.
show up anywhere, if I show up anywhere, they're gonna all be right there. Yes, my daughter thought they were gonna hang with her when we went home to Virginia. And I let her go because she was like, I'm going to be with my cousins. I just laughed. I laughed so hard because your cousins get ready to look for me. They gonna look for me. And I promise you, 30 minutes later, well, mama, they said they just gonna come over there.
That's hilarious.
So my structure created some wholesome families for them.
Right.
The nephews will pick up all their nieces, their nephews. They can have 12 kids. We got a big family. They can have 12 kids in the house with love. They don't care. It's beautiful. They so close, and they all the kids, they it's perfect. I love it. I'm happy. I'm happy.
It's perfect. I love it. I'm happy. This is, we
Perfect.
could end here, but I know there's some more. There's a little bit more nugget to tap into.
Well,
I love that you're just laughing.
you're something else. Yes. Okay. A little bit more.
So listen,
What else
it's,
I got in here?
maybe we'll circle back. I could circle back to the let it be, but it's really, where are you expanding? Because it feels like the and more. You have your
Okay.
your shop, your studio. I just see you on an inspirational tour, but this is, maybe you do this when you're doing those hair conferences, which are massive. You reach thousands of people every time you're on that microphone.
Yeah.
So whether people are buying those particular products or not, your outreach is huge.
Like the other day. Thank you so much, Heather, because I believe where this is expanding to genuinely from what the energy that I got in myself, and the reason why I'm talking openly to you, because I see myself on a big stage in front of people. And like I say, I have no skeleton. So, I know a lot of people can get saved and healed by my stories that I'm going to share with them when it's time. My children don't even know me. They think they do, and I keep telling them, but they don't stop to listen, to talk to me on that level.
Right.
They know their mother.
Right.
But they don't know Linette Battle. They don't know me, the little girl who had grew up, So I do see myself there. But even at the hair shows, that when I'm on the big stage, I hadn't been able to work for about 4 years with the company. I just went back 2021 because my asthma, I suffer with asthma. It runs in my family. So 2 of my sisters are now deceased from asthma. My mom died asthma. I only have one sister left and one brother. He's heavy on asthma. But Linette only got it because it was some mold in a AC unit, because I'm the healthy one, see? And it caught me off guard, but no worries, right? No worries. God is good. Look at me. I'm here. I almost wasn't here a few times, genuinely, but God kept me. So with that being said, I was gone from the company for about 4 years, trying to breathe, get myself together, because being around a lot of people, a lot of fragrances, I can't be around a lot of perfume.
Gosh, yeah, I'm with you on that. And I've had asthma myself.
So you understand?
I completely understand.
Wow.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, where is this coming from? And I have to, I think I've got some. Yes. So I understand.
I appreciate that we can
completely understand. We all just had something crazy in the air this last week that people were posting. So what's going on? It was dusty. It was great. And anyway, so we have things
and it affects
that can
us. Yes. So when I was I hadn't made it to, I went to a show in we were in Louisiana maybe about 6 months ago. And before I went to Louisiana, the company was in New York. I didn't do the show in New York, but the boss lady called me, right? And she's like, Linette, I have someone here that just need to talk to you. And the lady hadn't seen me in years, right? So she get on the phone and she's like, oh my God, where have you been? Da, da, da. And this is a customer supposedly at a company. And I'm like, the boss had to call me for her, because she's like, where is Linette? And so I speak to her. She's like, are you going to be to the next show? Which was like 2 months later. And I'm like, sure, I'm going to be at that show, because I already had my ticket. And so the lady came. She really wasn't buying our products no more, right? I did not know that. I didn't know that. But she looked for me at that show, and we hugged, and then we let go, and then we hugged again, and then we let go, and then we hugged and we hugged and we hugged. And finally the boss lady came over and say, well, can you get her to buy products again?
We're hugging.
But I didn't know that she wasn't on the product. You called me for her, and I've been gone for years, and the lady didn't need what it was about the products.
Correct.
She needed what it was about me.
Right.
And I gave it to her.
Right.
And we gave it to one another. I
Right.
mean, it's like tear fall out our eye. And we
Right.
didn't talk about anything specific, period.
Didn't need to. It's in that,
And so then,
it's everything in that hug.
yeah, and she needed
Yeah.
her hair done. She hadn't had her hair done and it was miserable. None of my coworkers wanted to do her hair. They work on the stage. I don't like to get on the stage. Even when I had the microphone, I wouldn't get on the stage. I always be with the people. I like to be with the people. But
Right.
I got on that stage, I pulled out some tools and I did her hair. I didn't care what the boss thought I was going to do or who. I did her hair.
Yeah.
And we shared that through energy again. And then she
Right.
was okay. But that just goes to show that I do have to give myself, but I promise you, I used to be afraid of the camera. Like if
Hmm.
they tell me that they get ready to film us, I go crazy. But now I've been talking on the mic all the while. But I get crazy when they say they're going to film us. They say, Linette, go on the stage, go on the stage. And I'd be like, no, 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 I want to be here. I want to be here. But last year was my first time rising
Yep.
because I was keeping myself somewhere and I could feel it because I've been through a lot. I have another thing that went on with a car accident last year. But and I'm not out of that yet. It was a bad thing and it's a lot. But as soon as I got healed from the asthma, I went through the car accident. But either way, God is rerouting me. I felt like I was in the mouth of the whale.
Mm.
Listen, listen.
Mm.
I felt like I was like Jonah in the mouth of the whale at that moment, trying not to go where God was sending me. And he used that accident to reroute me and say, I told you to go over there. So with that being said, I'm still going through all of those things, but he's rerouting me at this time. But I got that thing now where I can hear him, where I can feel him, and I can know to take this direction. I can know to go this way. And guess what? I'm not going my way. When I tell you, if he say left, Linette Battle going left. I don't even care if I know. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't have to know what's left. I'm going left and I will find out when I get there because I believe that I've been running from his calling on my life that's bigger than the chair. We do a class every June with my company. It's called Beyond the Chair. They teach people to go beyond the chair. And my ministry goes beyond the chair. So now it's time for me to be open and out and do what I do. So the exercise club that I had was called Live Well Club. And I saved a lot of people's lives with Live Well Club.
Mm.
When I look at the memories of how many people, I used to have sometimes 50 people in the morning, 50 people in the evening, people who couldn't walk. I used to teach people exercise in chairs. I have a passion for elderly.
Mhm.
I like to get them moving and keep them moving. I feel like if you don't use it, you lose it.
Mhm.
I feel like if you don't fight it, you're inviting it. And sometimes they just need to know it can change for them. So I have so many talents, I must say. My word for this month was order,
Mhm.
right? So I won't take all the talents I have and go too far. I want to order the steps so God can bless them and they can come into fruition what they need to be. I had a vision last year for a nonprofit. I started writing on it and getting ready for it, and I never moved forward. And I don't know if there's a name out there like the name I want, and I can always tweak my name, but I considered it to be the Tree of Life. It was for girls, boys, anybody, but I do very well with teenagers.
Mhm.
Girls, boys, they love me. They listen to me. I know I can create those recreations with the pool table and the table tennis, and I'm still active. I
Mhm.
used to play football growing up, and I'm just very active still. Now that I'm healthier from the asthma, because it took me a minute to get back to working out. I had to stop
Yep.
teaching my classes. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just feel like I can help the girls. Like I say, I used to have my own toiletries. Right now, I have about 15, 20 bags of toiletries that I bagged up with the miniature a hand sanitizer. I got a lotion, a lip balm, and a deodorant, right?
Hmm.
And they're for whomever wanted. I
Hmm.
didn't get to give them away as I wanted to. Like a lot of people give away book bags. I want to put that in their book bag
Right.
because I know how important toiletries were to me.
Yep.
I know how important it could be to them. So the branches of what I'm trying to do, I have many branches, right?
Right.
But I have to put them in order so I can do it. But it's time to give back now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning, is me bagging up the toiletries, and I want to connect with some people who are already doing things. Like the young lady said, she was they helped the people on the street wash their clothes.
Ah.
I'm trying to figure out. I was looking up
Oh, right.
shampoo.
From the human trafficking, that topic that she
Yeah,
says here, she's just gently there saying, "Would you like
gently.
me to help you wash your clothes, or do you need some?"
And I said if
Right.
I could find a mobile shampoo bowl, I've been
Yep.
looking them up, and we just got to have a water bucket or whatever.
Yep.
Maybe I can freshen them up some.
Yep.
Maybe I can add value. I don't know, but I'm here. I'm
Right.
here, and I'm
Right.
ready. I'm not running no more from. I had went through so much. I built a wall. So I think the car accident, the Jonah thing, all of that broke the wall down because I wouldn't
Right.
let nobody in. I wouldn't let, when I tell you, Heather, the Moon and Sherry that comes to the meetings in the morning sometimes when they here in town. Them people love me to pieces and I love them, and we are best friends. Like we love each other, right?
Hmm.
And even I wouldn't let them all the way in.
Right.
That's how big my wall was. But I called Moon and I apologized and I loved on him. And I said, you know, you've always been trying to penetrate that wall. And now I see what you've been trying to do all the while. And they always saw the greatness in me. And I saw the greatness in myself, but I never allowed help.
Right.
I did everything on my own.
Right.
I did everything. So this year, actually, I'm looking to move into the CRA district of Lake Park.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
haven't had any luck yet. I set out to meet with realtors, but they really not getting. I don't know where to go. I'm stuck. But
That's
Lake Park,
okay, because don't forget, it's this is bigger, and I'm going to say gentler, right? Because the politics that they can do that if somebody's gifted there, that may be part of your calling. It just it doesn't feel like that's a branch for you in this moment. That's okay. That's okay, because you're here to be with people who can hear you and feel you and spend your time and energy there only with
and
people
that's
who
the
can hear
order.
you and feel you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the order. See what I said?
And that's the order. And I appreciate for me that you're saying that too, because I can be a little airy and
Hmm.
watery and I
Hmm.
mean, I'm an Aries fire, but at the same
Yeah,
time, to know that there is so much available where to put it ordered.
in
Although
order.
I know it's divinely guided, it's divinely
Because
ordered. Right.
we don't need to be over exhausted as well, because
Correct.
then we
Correct.
can't do correctly. We're just doing
Correct.
too much. So I
We're
have a
just
lot
doing too
out
much.
there that I need to do, but
Right.
I do need to get situated in Lake Park. The town of
Yep.
Lake Park is ready to help me be situated,
Yep.
because I got bigger dreams for what I'm doing, and I need to make it more for the what I'm doing here is
Right.
bigger than where I'm at right now. And the accident stopped it for that moment, but I'm still supposed to move.
You're still here. You're still growing. And I am looking at the time. I want to be mindful of your time
Thank
because
you.
it's at past the 12 o'clock hour. I don't know if you have
Okay.
clients
No,
waiting.
no,
I know
they're not.
we could be churching all day long here.
But
But Linette,
nobody came in. But thank you for being mindful
um,
of my time. I'm glad nobody even tried to deliver anything right now. You know, I wondered. I said, what if a delivery person come? What if
yeah,
those are the things that trying to be perfect, and then I just let it go and say, you
you
know what,
just
Lynette, just log on, create a space, be ready for whatever Heather would love to talk about. Um, and just enjoy the moment. I look so forward to this moment, genuinely.
oh, me too. I was just absolutely tickled that it just
Yeah.
came together as a
Yeah.
yes,
From
as a
yes,
very
yes.
big yes. And,
A
I've
big
been
yes.
learning a lot from you as well.
Thank you.
I'm being also those walls to come down to be out further and
Okay.
to just keep going and
Yeah.
just
Yes.
voice. And as long as we are our authentic selves, and you
Yeah.
are standing your authentic self, and that's probably why
Thank
we
you.
kind of kismet here and there.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
love it. I just love
And
it
I
so
want to
much.
be that. And
Right.
anything that tries to change that for me, it doesn't work.
Right.
Um, I have a yellow spirit, which is whatever I do, it got to be happy. It got to be fun. It got to
Right.
be good. So if they try to make me be different than who God made me and who I am, I'm enough. I'm
Right.
enough.
You are
I'm
enough.
enough. Yeah, I'm enough.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with
Oh
that.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, Linette. So, how do people, well, they can find you at your shop, and maybe
Yeah.
there's an almost because I don't, because you haven't stepped on that broader stage. Many of my
Yes.
guests have a website to say, come book this or this. But how would we like people to come flock to you? And be a
Okay.
supporter, because that is it as well. This is one of my other lessons is
Okay.
receiving, is into the
Okay.
receive. I'm an
Yeah.
overgiver in recovery. I'm a fixer in recovery.
Oh, wow.
But that is part of some of our own, personal struggles, is to also know that we get to receive and,
Yeah.
give and receive. That's what our breath is. It's an
Yeah.
intake and outtake. So, and that the supporters are here to have our backs. So, is there a way that, or something else that you would like to say? Maybe it is a different nonprofit, or maybe it is just knowing that you're there doing you. And when the
Yes.
time comes, maybe there'll be a whole different platform
Yes. You
to
never know.
support you.
Okay, so I like the fact that you say, we do have to learn to receive and give, and that was one of my things. But I broke my walls, and I'm
Yeah.
grateful, and I know where I need to go next. I can't
Yeah.
do it alone. I
Right.
can't do it alone. I
Right.
just can't.
We need a
I know that.
team. We do. We need a team.
We need a team.
We
We need
need
a
a
team.
team.
So
Yeah.
Lynette is trying to build a team, definitely in my
Right.
business as well. Right now, I'm the main person working in my business. I'm trying to build a team. I'm trying
Yeah.
to build a team with people who believe in my dream. And
Right.
if there is any support, I would love. My phone number is 561 842 5292. That's the business number. My cell number is 561 255 6734. You can text or call. My address is
You,
1249.
oh, for the address. I mean, for the business. Like, you're not going to give your home address. No, your
No,
business address.
Inspirational Hair Design.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Inspirational Hair Design is 1249 10th Street, Lake Park, Florida, 33403.
Great.
I do have a website that's up, but you don't book on the website. But
Okay.
my Google page expresses a lot about inspirational hair design. It works very well for me. A lot of people Google me, and that's how I get a lot of new clients from Google.
Yeah.
But it's IHD and more. So IHD letter N more. That's my website where I'm starting to add value to. I'm not really great at that. I'm learning it on my own and moving forward with that, and I'm loving it. I'm learning so much. So with that being said, I appreciate anyone who's interested in what I'm interested in, and if I can do anything as well to add value. So together, we all accomplish much. That's what teamwork is about. Together we accomplish much. Okay,
Yes,
so each of
ma'am.
us will learn from each other, and I'm looking forward to what's next. So I'm very grateful to be on your platform, and thank you for gearing it towards what you're doing. I love this. I love
Thank you.
this.
Thank you.
I
I
love
love it.
this.
I love it too. And I hope there's a lot more people that will listen in and hear
Yeah.
what we're saying. So we say words, but as as you and I have been doing, it's what's felt and heard beyond the
Yes,
words.
that's true.
That's very
That's
true.
true. Because the people are out here.
Yeah, they
Resources
are.
are out here.
They're up.
Resources are out here. And again, I never had any resources or any help dealing with business ever.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I did it on grit
Mm-hmm.
and strength and hard work. And I'm ready to elevate and build. And I can see the vision of what God has for me, and for a more wellness and healing inside of my business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to what's next. I can't even fathom how big it can be,
Yeah.
But
Oh
I'm
my
ready
gosh.
and
It's
I'm humble
beautiful.
and I'm
Yes.
humble. I'm
Yes. Yes.
humble. I will forever be humble and I will forever be reachable. I will forever be teachable. Yeah,
Re-
forever.
reachable, teachable. Oh my gosh. You just are a fountain.
Forever.
Oh yeah, it's so true.
Forever. I will never get so big where you can't reach out and
Right.
call me, touch me, talk to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
grateful. So thank you.
Oh my gosh. And the one last thing I was going to point out is through the grit and through all of that,
Mhm.
the part of your own effervescence and part of what I think is important because of everything going on in these days. And I know it's been since the dawn of time, crazy things, or
Yeah,
people feeling a certain way, but it's the joy and the hope, right?
yeah,
You didn't succumb, you blossomed and are continuing to blossom in that joy and hope and faith and
yeah,
determination.
yes,
And I think that's kind of the big nugget. And it's a lot of part of the show is if people want that soft space to
yeah.
understand, we're not here to talk at people. We're not
No,
here to tell people I'm doing it my way and blah, blah, blah. Or,
no.
we in some of the shows it has a little politics, but always behind it, it is in community and our
Yes.
common cause of
Yeah.
humanity and what you said a couple minutes ago
Ooh,
about
that gave me
the
chill bumps. Common cause in humanity. That is amazing because it's real. And I only deal with hope and joy. They
right.
swear my head is in the clouds all the time because I swear they like one of my clients' daughter. She said, Miss Linette, how do you do this? You don't even act like a car just ran through your salon. This young lady she couldn't understand it because she still didn't see me down.
Right.
And it was
Right.
a weekend, and she was like, "This lady is crazy." So even the inspectors who came, I had one inspector. He gave me a rock,
Hmm.
a hope on it. You know how
Oh,
people pass rocks,
yeah.
yeah. And everybody who came to inspect or do, nobody I knew. They said they never met nobody like me in a disaster like this.
You just walked forward.
I did, and
You
you know
walked,
what, Heather? That's my motto. I live forward.
live
Somebody
forward.
asked me about something that happened yesterday that was bad, and I'd be like, "Huh? Huh?" They'd be like, "Remember the car accident?" And da da da. And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm
Because
gone.
live forward.
Live forward.
Live forward. And that's it.
I live
That's
forward.
that's
Live
the
forward.
nugget.
I
Live
live forward."
forward.
Okay, you got it. Then you
Live
dragged it
forward.
out, didn't you?
And we're like gold mining, right? We just dig for
Yeah,
the nuggets. But
reach
that's
for the
just it.
nugget.
We're not discounting our past. Our past is our history, but we don't
Yeah.
live there because
No.
we move forward. We live forward.
Because to be honest, that's what I deal with my child and my children and my close people on.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that you just want to live in a bad past. Okay, so I love my life, right? My mom, when I was 35, she felt the need that she want to apologize. And I looked at my mother and I said, Mom, I love my life. So
Hmm.
look at me, I'm happy. I'm living the life of my dreams. I said, apologize for what? I said,
Right.
this is how I become who I am. It made me who I am. And I love you and live free. You know what I'm saying?
And live free. That's it.
I'm
And
good.
that's it.
I love my life. So if you look at yourself, if you can look at yourself and you can see where you've become, how dare you hold somebody else accountable for what you went through or what happened? You've become. What are you doing and why?
Well, that gets into accountability. And that is a whole nother show.
Oh,
But
no.
it's so
Yeah,
true. It is so
don't
true.
do it. Don't do it.
We don't need, there
Live
are
forward.
victims within
There you go.
certain categories, but again, we don't have to live there,
No,
right? We can
no.
let that wash and walk
Yeah.
through
And live
walk through
forward.
and
And
live
that's when
forward.
freedom coming. It feels like you're floating then, You just feel
Right.
so light. Let the people free and live forward.
Everybody free, which frees yourself. Yes, ma'am. Oh my gosh. All right. We could just keep on chatting. We're going to keep on chatting.
This was awesome.
Linette
Thank you.
Battle, I thank you
Yes.
so much for gracing this time,
You're welcome.
and I will see you around Lake
Yes,
Park. I'll see you
you
around
will.
town,
You
and I will
will.
see you on stage. And wherever my
You
show
will.
is going, you will be a continued guest as
Well, look
part
at
of,
that. Look at
maybe
that.
we'll both be on a stage somewhere.
You never know.
You never know. Or
Because from
maybe
day
we do
one,
know because
maybe we do, because from day one, we felt
yeah,
the energy.
yeah.
It is what it is.
It's going to be
Let life
exactly
be.
in that moment.
Yep. Let life
Yes.
be. It's a
And
pleasure.
it's a pleasure. Mwah. Thank you. And
You're
thank
welcome.
you, everybody, for listening. Please be sure
Yeah.
to like, follow, review, and share this podcast. And if you would like to be part of the conversation, send emails to podcasts at Lasting Conversations and follow us on Facebook at Lasting Conversations. This is Lasting Conversations. We get to the heart of everything.
Yes. Thank you all.